Friends, how are you doing? Let's get right to the point. Trump media, what's going on here? This is kind of be a short video, let's just kind of focus in on what bullet points, what's going on right now. So today, market's still pretty trashed up. Not a lot happening here. There's just chaos in the market. The feds, they keep trashing the market. We've got bad inflation. We've got job reports bad. There rate cuts, not as many happening. Yield bad. Zombie apocalypse. It just goes on and on. So that's kind of what's going on over there, and it's selling off the market. Now, obviously, next week, we should start to see a pickup. We should start to see a little bit of a pace pull up here in the market. That's more than likely what's going to happen, just historically, okay? With, pre-new president coming in here, then obviously the week with Trump, we're going to see, a really good week in the market. And then after that, it's kind of, we'll see how things balance out here. So, with that conversation today, DJT here shot up a little bit, more than a little bit. It was really the only handful of stocks here that did good today on the market. Trump had his thing today with the courts, and obviously he's not going to jail. So with that conversation, here's kind of the bullet points I think a lot of us are still, thinking and where I'm at personally. So like I said, when this stock, the last big hit it had here was when Trump won the election, okay? Trump wins the election. Before that, the stock sold off to $12. Within 2-3 weeks here, it shot up to almost $60. I think even pre-market, it was hitting 60 if I remember correctly. Then, we had that big high, a lot of halting, and then the stock slowly sold off within the next few days, and then, fell back down to this $30 range or this low $30 range, mid $30 range. Now, what I'm expecting this week, and this is kind of just, the Groundhog Day here with this stock, what we've seen within the past, what we kind of know what's coming here. I think it's pretty safe to say the stock's going to run probably to $40 to $45. The question is, how far can we get the stock pushed up until, Trump has inauguration here? Now, obviously, next week, like I said, we should start to see some push up. Monday, Tuesday, and we'll see how those days go, 13th, 14th of next week. But really the 15th, 16th, 17th with DJT here, talking about that specifically, I expect to see some volume being built, and the 17th especially is the day that I'm personally curious about. I'm curious to see, is the stock going to run to, can it get to a $40 range by then? I think probably more than likely it should be. I'm imagining. Now after that, the new market will start here with Trump, and the Biden market for the last 4 years is done. Now we move into a Trump market because the 20th, Trump will take office. The market is closed that day, Martin Luther King Day. The market will open back up here on the 21st, Tuesday, in 2 weeks. And then that day specifically, that week more than likely will be hot in the market. Now, the 21st, obviously, that is going to be possibly, it's either going to be the 17th, I imagine, or the 21st. Those are going to be the biggest days with this stock. And obviously, they're going to continue to halt it. It's going to have pullback because of halting. I think the safest thing to say right now is kind of think where you want to sell. Where are you willing to hold this? What are you wanting to take profit-wise? Really delegate and, be happy with what you can do here. Because after this stock could go in hibernation for a moment, I think. I would not be surprised, within the next 2 weeks after Trump takes office here, for this stock to somewhat sell off and, kind of just die down a little bit until the next push up with it. But I do think the stock overall is going to have an up and down year where it's probably going to do what it did in 2024 here, where it just it fluctuated with Trump news. But looking at this 2-week play here specifically with what you can do money-wise, I personally probably will not hold this stock past the 21st. I'm thinking I might sell it the 17th or the 21st. I don't know yet. We're going to see what next week brings here. But with that said, obviously, I'm talking about selling. That's what I'm doing right now. And I say that because I think probably 75 to 85% of people that are in this, that's what you're doing right now. I think most people are in the same book right now we're going to scalp it. We're going to sell it. We're going to short sell it, and we're going to take the money and run. Now, for the other people that are like, I'm just buying this because I like Trump. I like the company. I want to see what happens in the future. Okay, I get that. Good, great. I would advise you not to buy the stock probably next week or the week after, because the stock will probably be at some pretty big highs. If you're buying this for long term, that's your personal thing. I get it. And you know, these are two different conversations right now. You know, if you're talking about holding this stock for the long term, then you know you're going into what are they bringing to the table with earnings? What is their future plans, goals? And that's a whole nother conversation. And I've had that conversation in videos here, and that's really not what I'm even talking about here. So, you know, and that's not me trying to be mean towards the company or anything, bearish towards it. I'm not. I'm just, you know, I think the majority of people that are listening to me yap right now, you know, I think we're all thinking the same thing of what, you know, because we've been here watching this. You know, this has been a revolving door, you know, kind of just watching the same episode play on and on here, you know, all of 2024. And, you know, we kind of know what's going to happen here. We know this stock's going to run up. And if you're buying it in at 34 right now or lower, you know, in the past, you're going to make some profit here. So this is kind of what we've been waiting for. This is like the Hail Mary. This is the big day. We're going to see what happens here. You know, it's either going to be really big or, you know, it's just going to be like, meh. My biggest concern, though, is obviously the halting. And that's where I say, you know, it's so important to take profit and be happy with that profit, because I know a lot of us got caught in the halting when this happened last time. You know, back when Trump took office and the stock was running hot. And honestly, the biggest numbers we saw with this stock were before Trump actually won the election. It was the week prior. So that's why I'm a little on the side of next week might be the hottest week with this stock. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe, but it could be the election week or the inauguration week. So, friends, that's where I'm at with DJT. I really think that's kind of more than not what we're possibly going to happen. Number wise, 40, 50, 60, 70, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think it is going to be hard to get to a $60, $70 range like we wanted here, because the market's taken such damage with, you know, the Feds. Halting is going to happen. Go ahead and get that in your mind. They're going to halt the stock. It's because volume's going to increase here so much with it. So, make a plan, stick to it, and you'll be safe, okay? I personally would not buy this past $40, okay? Like by Wednesday, Thursday, if this is over $40 or $50, that's a very dangerous place to be because of the halting. You know, trying to get out of this still with enough profit range, unless you have max capital, like a lot of capital where you're able to really push this. But generally, those are some high numbers, and this, even trying to sustain a $50 push at this point, has been pretty hard lately for the stock. You know, towards the beginning of the year last year in 2024, it did well, holding a $50 to $60 position for a good bit of time. But lately, it's been struggling at those numbers. So that's kind of where I'm like, you know, if you're gonna do this, like, you know, this week, the week prior, or very early in the next week is probably your best bet with trying to get max profit out of this play that's coming up here. So, friends, like I said, it's going to be a short video. It's snowing here. I've got stuff going on I got to do here, but listen, I think next week's going to be really good in the market. I think it's going to be a good week. I think we're going to see some things reset, and I think the later part of next week will probably be better than not, and that's what I'm really excited about to see come here. So, and don't forget SoFi. SoFi's got earnings coming up here towards the end of the month. SoFi, great starting price right there where it's at right now. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm hoping SoFi takes a little more damage, because I'm just storing it up. I'm buying it because I know what is coming this year with SoFi. I know these next earnings, everything, it's just going to continue to increase. So, friends, take care of yourself. I will talk to you soon. I will be back. I'm going to talk about Big Bear this week, AI stocks, stuff like that, and we'll kind of get a game plan together with what's going on. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.